Right now in the United States, you cannot legally buy DJI's newest pocket camera. Not the Osmo Pocket 4, not the 4P. Both are stuck behind an FCC wall DJI has been fighting in court all year. And into that gap walks a 230-gram camera with propellers strapped to its back. The HoverAir Versa was a teaser 3 weeks ago. The full spec sheet is out now, and almost every prediction about it was wrong. Wrong on price, wrong on timing, wrong on whether Americans would ever hold one. There is still a catch, and it is one number. One slot in your bag instead of two. Here is what it costs you. Everyone guessed $649 to $799 because reviewers added a pocket gimbal to a selfie drone and assumed you would pay for both. Everyone guessed early 2027 shipping. Both wrong. HoverAir opened Indiegogo on August 18, 2026 at $449, with deliveries estimated from October. This year, backers pushed past $245,000 in the first day. Quick note on where I stand. No unit, no sample, no relationship with HoverAir. Nobody sent me anything, so nobody bought a verdict. What follows is the spec sheet, the founder's demo, and cross-checked reporting, sorted into confirmed numbers, company claims, and open questions. And 3 numbers on this sheet contradict each other. Start with the camera, because for most of you the flying is the party trick you show friends twice. The Versa runs a 1/1.3-inch Type-C MOS sensor behind an f2.0 lens, roughly 16mm equivalent, on a real 3-axis mechanical gimbal. That last part matters, because the X1 Pro Max only has 2-axis with electronic stabilization. It shoots 4K at 60 frames per second, up to 120 megabits per second, with 10-bit HDR and 10-bit HLog. HoverAir claims 17.5 stops of dynamic range in HLog, which nobody has verified. The useful trick is open gate recording, capturing the full 4x3 sensor so you crop to vertical or wide in the edit without losing pixels. One take, 3 platforms, 64 gigabytes internal, micro SD to 1 terabyte. The honest trade-off, stills cap at 12 megapixel. The 2x zoom is digital, not optical, and the lens is 98 degrees, tighter than you expect at arm's length. Against the Osmo Pocket 4 and its 1-inch sensor, the Versa sits 1 tier down on paper. It is losing to a camera Americans are not allowed to buy. Snap on the flight kit and the whole thing weighs 230 grams. The FAA registration line is 249. HoverAir cleared it by 19 grams. No paperwork, no remote ID. Now the number nobody wants to say. 14 minutes. That is your flight time from a 2070 mAh cell. The same battery runs the handheld camera for 180 minutes. Flying burns power roughly 13 times faster. Top speed is 36 kilometers per hour, level 5 wind. Acclaimed 500-meter link, enclosed props. Battery swap, which saves this. Recharge time is somewhere between 48 and 70 minutes depending on which outlet you read. So plan on carrying at least 1 spare if you actually want aerial shots on a full day out. There is also a tiny controller called the Myco that hides in your palm for nudging the framing mid-flight. Plus voice and gesture control if you would rather not hold anything at all. The altitude spec is the real problem. Petapixel reports a 15-meter ceiling. DroneLife's reporting says 120 meters. DroneLife also lists 3,500 meters, which is a service ceiling above sea level. A completely different measurement. 15 meters is streetlight height. 120 is a genuine aerial camera. Nobody has resolved this. If you are buying for the aerial side, that unanswered number is your whole decision. Here is the part nobody is pricing in. 3 months ago, HoverAir launched the waterproof Aqua in over 50 countries and shut Americans out completely. US backers who already paid got refund offers. Same company, 12 weeks later, and the Versa launch materials say it has the required FCC certification for sale in the USA. The FCC added DJI to its covered list with a December 23, 2025 cutoff. Not retroactive, so the Osmo Pocket 3 is still legal and discounted, with the Creator Combo near $499 including a $235 mic. But anything needing new certification hit the wall. Pocket 4 and 4P are blocked. DJI is suing. Nothing has moved. So for American buyers, the real comparison is not image quality. It is a certified camera you buy and return normally, versus importing a Pocket 4 with no US warranty, no repair path, and customs risk. Fair caveat though, certification is legal clearance, not a review. It says nothing about whether the footage is good. Now strip the bundle. Pocket only opened at $449 and now sits near $469. The Fly More combo is $629 with the flight kit, spare battery, charger, and accessories, against a stated $887 retail. Creator combo runs $799 to $899 with ND filters and a tripod. Here is what the marketing softens. The entry tier does not fly. The flight kit is the entire reason this product exists, and it lives one tier up. So the real price is $629, not $449. Roughly 570 euros, 495 pounds, 860 Canadian dollars, or 54,700 rupees before import duty. Run the two-device math against it. A discounted Osmo Pocket 3 Creator combo is near $499 with a wireless mic included, and a cheap follow drone adds a couple hundred more. You land in the same neighborhood as the Fly More combo, except you are carrying 2 bodies, 2 chargers, 2 apps, and 2 warranties. And one of those brands is currently losing a fight with the FCC. That is the entire pitch for the Versa in one sentence. And this is a pledge, not a purchase. Timelines slip, specs change, and crowdfunding owes you nothing. HoverAir has delivered the X1, X1 Pro, Pro Max, and Aqua this way, which is real confidence. It is not a guarantee. Skip this if you own an X1 Pro Max. You already have 8K and 16 minutes of flight. You would trade resolution and flight time for a handle. Skip it if you own a Pocket 3 and never wanted a drone, because that sensor is a step down. Skip it if you need real range, because obstacle avoidance is unconfirmed anywhere on this sheet. Who should look hard? First-time buyers who own neither. One purchase, one battery, one app, no rebuy tax later. And there is a second group nobody talks about. If you bought the original X1 back in 2023 and skipped both Pro generations, you are sitting on 2.7K video and a 15-meter ceiling. For you, the Versa is not a sideways move. It is 2 generations of catching up, plus a handheld camera you never had. That is a very different value calculation than the one a Pro Max owner is running, and it is the strongest upgrade case on this list. What nobody has tested: image quality, heat under sustained 4K 60, how those pogo pins survive 2 years of snapping, and audio. 3D Worlds uploads to the cloud, which raises a subscription question HoverAir has not answered, and crashing this destroys your handheld camera at the same time. 3 paths. Buy the Fly More combo at $629 if you own neither device. Skip it if you own an X1 Pro Max. Wait for reviews if you own a Pocket 3. 1 slot in your bag instead of 2 for $629 and 14 minutes of sky. So tell me in the comments, would you trade a confirmed altitude ceiling for a gimbal handle?